Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next series of Mothers in Business interviews. I'm really honoured today to have the beautiful Dorothy, all the way from Australia, joining us on the sofa today. Dorothy is a mother of two and a businesswoman, and also she works as well. And so she's juggling so many balls, and we're really interested in hearing how she manages to cope with it all. So hello, Dorothy, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much for your time today. So before we launch into with our quick fire questions, just tell us very quickly a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Okay, great. So I'm Dorothy, and I'm a social worker by profession. I work in a community health setting as a mental health clinician. I love business, and yeah, because of that, I've gone into business, and I'm an entrepreneur as well. I'm a mother of two and married to a very busy man.
Oh, wow. So juggling lots and lots of balls like most of us mothers. So we're really interested to hear about how you do it all. So my first quick fire question to you is, what has been the biggest challenge for you managing motherhood and business?
Yeah, beautiful question. I think the biggest challenge was not having the intention right at the beginning because I didn't know whether it was a passion, something I want to treat as a hobby, side hustle, or I want to really go into business and call myself an entrepreneur, name it, get a vision, goals, and everything set forward and work through it. It was a bit of a challenge for me with that. So when I got my intentions right, my will became clear, and yeah, things started flowing for me. Yeah.
Right. So the key there is to get your intentions right. And then once you get your intentions right, then things start flowing for you. And I suppose for a lot of mothers, they don't have that intention because they've got so much going on and they just start a business and they're not quite sure where they're going to go. And sometimes they give up because they feel it's not worth it. So for those that are going to, think that they're going to give up, because there might be people watching right now at that stage, what would you advise them?
Um, if you're going to go by inspiration, I will say that inspiration will not promise you that you're going to be a billionaire overnight or anything. Um, Inspiration can throw you around a little bit, but it's up to you to get your intention right. What do you want? Is it that you want to create a life that you did not have for your children? You want to really enjoy life in full. You want to be satisfied. What do you want? So it all comes down to that. What do you want? And when you get that clear, you can set on a journey and name what you want to be. Get your goals right. Put your visions in place, and set the ball rolling. I guess. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So name what you want, be clear on what you want, and then get that ball rolling. That will give you the clarity that you need. Thank you. Thank you. Great. So our next quick fire question is overwhelm. A big topic for us mothers in business. So when overwhelm sets in, and it will set in, and it does set in at all stages of motherhood, regardless of the age of your children, even if you're not in business, there's so much going on, we feel overwhelmed from time to time. So what is your coping strategy for dealing with overwhelm?
Yeah, dealing with overwhelm. And I say again, this is a very right question for the right time. Um, I have a shop, an online shop that has been closed for a couple of weeks now. And the shop manager said to me yesterday that it's going to be ready today. And prior to that, I knew it was going to be ready like today. So we've sent messages out there. All our customers know that, like, oh, we are going to be back to business like this week. Yeah, like tomorrow, today. And I just received message this afternoon saying there's a problem with internet here and there, and there's a problem, so I'm unable to go as planned. Yes, this is huge, and I have children to take care of. I'm at the workplace when this message came through. Like, I have every right to say that this is really doing my head in. I have every right to say all sort of things and to use all sort of words, but I decided, made a decision there. What do I want? Do I want this to take over me, or do I want to take over this situation? I want to take over this situation. I want to deal with it. I don't want it to deal with me. So I did not name it as a problem or as a challenge. I saw it as it is and lived in a moment. So what is the moment presenting to me? This is it. I can't do it. All right. So it's not going to be done. I separate myself from it and just saw the situation as it is. Then from that place, I became more clear with what to do with it. Yeah. So that's how I deal with it. I don't name situation. I live moment by moment. I don't get overwhelmed with what has happening. I acknowledge what has happening and see it as an experience of life. I'm sure if you don't experience that here, where will you experience? When you are dead and gone, that place you will not experience that. There's no internet there. So problems like that, it's here. So you get to experience it here. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so, so powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that, because, you know, for some people, our natural default is to go into it, you know, go into, oh, this is dreadful. This is a challenge. How am I going to cope? And we give it so much attention. And the more attention we give it, the bigger it gets. And then it takes over us. But what you're saying is, don't allow that to happen. You take control of the situation and don't name it. Don't give it that glory. And by you doing so, you're staying in control, which is amazing. And thank you so much for sharing that. And it's really powerful and quite endearing as well. It must give you a great sense of confidence knowing that you are overtaking the situation. And I suppose it takes practice to get to that level, to be able to just comfortably say, I'm not going to name that. I'm going to take hold of you. You're not going to take hold of me. Yeah. And that must take some practice. But at least if you start, you know, you can just grow and grow and make it into, make it into your own. Yeah. I love that.
Very true.
I love that. Thank you.
Very true.
Okay, so our next quick fire question is about the dreaded mum guilt. And you know, you've just wowed us with your mic drop moment there about how you deal with overwhelm. So mum guilt, you know, obviously when you're going into business, you're very busy dealing with your, you know, being a homemaker, being a mother, you know, working in the corporate world. And then, you know, you start to feel guilty that you're spending too much time on your business rather than with your family. And, you know, all sorts of mind games start going on in your head. You get these little voices going on. You get a whole choir going on up there saying, you should be doing this. You should spend more time with your kids and, you know, forget about the laptop or whatever. So how do you cope with mum guilt?
This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful, Linda. I'm so glad that you mentioned of that, the inner voices and all that. You know, first thing that I've learned to do, and it's really helped me, is to shut that voice. Shut it down. Because your mind is there for you to do critical thinking and critical analysis, you know. It's not my coach. I've not employed my mind to be my coach. They only tell you the stuff that you have put in there unconsciously, and they come to feed you when you don't even need it. So I have learned to shut it down because they have disappointed me so many times, and I have, in fact, sacked them. They don't say that word again. You know what? Like example, you will say hello to somebody, and the person does not respond. Then this busy one, mental voices will tell you, oh, she's upset with you, not happy with you. Okay. Then you go, okay, bring it on. What did I do? I'm ready for it. Then the next moment, this person turn and go, oh, I did not see you. How long have you been here? Then this same voice will tell, oh, I guess she didn't see you. Then you go, hello. You know what? If I have employed you to be my coach that day, that's it. You are sacked. So like the first thing, Linda, is me putting those voices down because they've disappointed me so many times. I have had unnecessary fight with my husband for nothing because of them. So they are shut.
Wow. You
So
give
back
them
to
the sack. I love that.
yeah, yeah, they are
I'm going
so
to write that down. Give them the sack.
that's it, suck them. So what I do here is one, when you're getting intention right, it's all about balance. Okay. Not too cold, not too hot, balance. I'm not saying lukewarm because lukewarm is a word I don't like, but balance.
Mhm,
So you'll find yourself that when you get your intentions right,
mhm,
and you know what you want, and you know that I'm doing this because I want to support the family. I want to create an environment, an experience for my children that I did not get to have. I
mhm,
want them to have that quality and the best of life, but
mhm,
I'm not going to do that at their expense. So I do this by being put my home together, organize myself, make sure I spend quality time with my children. Now, as we're having this conversation, it's 10 plus p.m. here in Australia. My
mhm,
kids are in bed, and before they went to bed, I finished work at 5, picked them from the childcare service, brought them home, fed them, made played with them, read to them. They play funny games with me, with nah, 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 we are not going to bed. You know, those sort of things that would flare me up. But I go, it's an experience. This is the only place I get to experience this. When they are 20 years, none of them will go nay, 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 nay. If they do nay, 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 I'll be calling the ambulance. Maybe there's something wrong with the. So this is the only moment I get to experience nay, 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 nay. I watch them, make sure they go to bed. It's so tiring. I will not lie, because you have to bring your busy mind to their level where
mhm,
they have nothing to worry, because least you let them experience trauma,
mhm,
so you just have to be there. So I have
mhm.
to go down to their level, play those games, and put them to bed so that they can have a relaxed full sleep. They wake up very strong and healthy, and I will have my space. After I've dealt with them, I am here with you now. So you put your home together, quality time, get
Mm,
the food in the fridge, clean as you go, get it right in that space, rest when you need to.
mm,
And when you are doing your business, you know you are doing with this intention and it flows. Some people are so they don't like that firm environment. You can also go with the flow. When you go with the flow and you allow life to flow through you, it's going to be beautiful. This morning it's rain, but the weather report did not say that. It decided to rain. So life decided to throw things that we don't even expect them. But when we go with the flow and
mm.
we expect everything as an experience and do moment by moment, we are able to really flow with life without any challenges. Yeah.
What a beautiful response. Thank you for that. And, I totally hear you in terms of, making sure that your house is in order, making sure it's all nice and tidy. And I also hear the flip side as well, go with the flow, because, it's about not being too rigid, by saying, yes, I'm only going to stick with this routine. And, kids are, you know, they're monuments of go with the flow, aren't they? What kids just
Yeah,
stick
yeah.
to a routine. So if you're too rigid, you're just going to be battling all of the time, coming up against a brick
That's it.
wall. So you have to be able
Mm-hmm.
to be like the wind and just kind of flow around, but have your,
Yeah.
have your sort of your boundaries as well. So that's another mic drop tip there. So thank you so much for that. Lovely. And so our final question is with regards to mothers who are watching this, who are perhaps maybe on maternity leave, they have just returned back to work, or they've not even worked before, but don't want to go back into a restricted environment of having a boss and being told what to do every day. They want to go with the flow. They want to, get into their creative side. They want to try and create something that they're proud of for themselves and a legacy for their children. They might not necessarily want to be, the next Bill Gates, but they want to, create some sort of product or service that can help other people. But they're really they're really shy, or they don't have the confidence just to step their toe out of that water because they feel that they might be judged, for spending too much time on their business, not enough time on their children. They might be judged because they feel that they're not good enough to do this. They might have that choir of voices going on in their head saying, don't be ridiculous, just stay at home, be a good mum. Who do you think you are? Come on. So what would you say to them to help them to lift up that leg, get it out of their comfort zone, and step their toe into that water?
Yeah. In my country, there is a saying that a child who will want to be born into your family, regardless, you can choose not to be pregnant. That child can come out of your knee. So it means that there are some inspiration, there are some dreams that regardless, they will want you to birth them. So when you have that feeling of unrest, that you need to do something, you can't do something, just allow yourself, again, allow life to flow through you. Get your intention right. Surround yourself with the right people. That can say on, I can emphasize on that on and on, because when I started and when I realized that I'm very creative and I can't stop but do a business, my environment wasn't that favorable. I remember at that time I had people around me, I wouldn't say really friends, but acquaintances, people that I catch up with here and there. And at one point, I saw that one of them blink an eye when I was talking about a dream or like a plan of coming out with something. The other one blinked to the other, and the other one did the same thing. And I go, okay, the environment isn't that good. So that at that moment deterred me. It made me feel like I'm not worth it. People are already gossiping about me, and it brought my spirit down. But you know what? As I said, a child that will be born will still be born to that family. I said, now I change my environment and I bring my dreams out. So you surround yourself with the right people. Get healthy, careful. What do I even put it? How do I even put it? Yeah, get the intention right. Get yourself surrounded by the right people. Get your family involved. Let them know that this is what mom want to do. Mom loves to do this, but not at your expense. Get to know what they will say, and let it be a family thing rather than something that will sound like you are being selfish. And when you do that, they know what to expect from you, and you acknowledge them accepting your dreams. And even that's a motivation on its own, that you've come up with something and your husband will go, yay, and your children will go, yay. Sometimes you not get your husband or that, but like for them to even go, okay, we are here for you. I believe it's enough, and it's a motivation enough for you to set the ball rolling.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'm sure everyone that's listening will get something out of, every single segment that you've just, there's been so many mic drops there with all of these golden nuggets. You're absolutely amazing and so inspirational and authentic as well. You keep it real. It's not all, flowers and roses. You talk about the real down and dirty stuff and help.
That's it. I have nothing to hide.
Acknowledge the journey, and it is a journey, and it's about, like you say, going with the flow, having some sort of, organization, but going with the flow as well. And more importantly, not dwelling on challenges, seeing them as experiences and not naming it, and you taking control of the situation and not letting the situation take control of you. Beautiful. Beautiful. And so before we go,
and sacking the mind coaches, sack those mind coaches.
Sacking them. They're gone. It's gone.
That's it.
Wonderful. I love it. Love it. And I know that you do some work in terms of abundance and affirmations and things like that. So just before we go, if anybody wants to connect and find out some more about you, or just read up on the things that you've already got out there in Amazon, tell us about the name of your book and what's involved in it, so they can follow you.
Okay, so The ultimate way to abundance, your birthright. It's something that I put together. It's more about what has helped me, and looking back, going, whoa. So abundance is not something that I have to fight for. It's my default birthright. It's that's me. That's what I am here for. God, in His wisdom, who created all this beautiful universe, brought me here to experience His glory. So what else? What else? So I've just put together some experiences and things that I believe that it's not to solve a problem, a financial problem for you, but to lead you to bring out the best in you, to set you on a path that you will not regret taking. Yeah, so it's on Amazon at the moment. So yeah, you can grab one for yourself.
Wonderful. And just remind us one more time of the title.
The ultimate way to abundance your birthright. And even I'll give you the link and you can put it under the video description. Yep.
Awesome. That would be wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And thank you again, Dorothy, for your time. And I understand is it about 10 o'clock now, or is it after 10 in Australia?
Almost 11. Yep.
Wow. Thank you so much for your dedication and your time. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, right. So I'm sure everyone will get a lot from this interview. And thank you once again. We'll see you again soon.
Right. Thank you. I'm so humbled to be here, and thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.